gonna head into Purgatory for our second round of the day, and with this flight path, it's safe to say that Ski Lodge might just be the hot zone again on Purgatory. Sem9 is kind of spreading out, and Moat House, that was an area that Anxiety really loved, but since Sem9 took over, Anxiety has abandoned ship and completely deserted Moat House, giving it over to Sem9. But you know, there are weaknesses to how Sem9 is deciding to spread out at Moat House, especially when you have all these early contacts, Heavy being nearby, Farang, First Raiders, and Dewa United also might be in a three-way deadlock to start things off.
Oh boy, look at Bayet. He's just in the middle of everybody out there. I guess like he's just lucky enough that not everyone have retrieved their weapons just about yet. Farang already being alarmed with a little bit of the frags being thrown all about. So Axis start off with the first blood as they take out Bond from PvE Gaming. So this time, much better. Looks like they will be able to break out that gridlock and, of course, sell this with a Vendetta instead. We've seen this happen on the past game, and it will happen again. So round 2, let's see if Axis will change the score lines.
Yeah, Vantan getting a crucial kill for his teams. Kind of evening out the score between these two. It seems like Axis, they kind of had the better info. Multiple sprays, Shahid catching Vantan completely unaware, and that's number 2 for Axis Esports. VGM this time on the receiving end of kind of a heap of punish from Axis, but they're not done just yet. They found Darklord, who just used the vending machine to bring Bond back, giving VGM a secondary lifeline. Bond is going to be just traveling far down south, leaving the rest of his team to stall as much time as possible.
Yeah, and a solid 2 kills to be garnered by Axis Esports, and they can still eventually find a revival point later on. Like, oh my goodness, Neptune managed to juke it all out and still find that club on the ground. Now it's going to take a sweet time and, well, leaving one behind, give them a little bit more time to revive and continue to farm those numbers. So that game plan could work out for Axis.
Bond is kind of in danger though. It's a 1 versus 1 with Hawkeye for now. The rest of Anxiety, they are quickly showing up, and that glue wall is just going to confirm where Bond is. He's able to take down his own glue wall to make an escape, but let's see if he can juke around this container. It seems like that's not going to be the case. Hawkeye finds him. BGM down to just one last member. It's Binsu still out there in the open. He's going to show up. And it's going to be a 1 versus 1 for real this time between him and Basic, and he gets the drop onto Basic, at least keeping VGM in the game and getting a free kill for himself.
Yeah, Basic was a little unaware as he was just scouting out in the open, and after that, getting absolutely punished by the singular target unit of V Gaming. At least V Gaming still managed to last out for now, but we will see the rest of Anxiety on the move, and seemingly not enough to basically chase upon the final member of V Gaming, but rest assured they'll be having a smooth cruise now that they've already passed this campsite. They're looking towards securing that southern region for some reason, hoping to find maybe players out of Team Flash or even expand, just holding a little bit more ground and receiving a little bit more intel would provide them sufficient details in order to last out this round. Meanwhile, with the first phase already closing out, we see V Gaming still struggling, and now with Expand being around the corner, it looks like his day might just be numbered.
Yeah, on the other side of the map is Farang and Heavy, kind of in a standoff. Spade did get revived, kind of an indicator that perhaps Heavy has already made contact with Farang. The bad news for Farang is that they have a revival point in front of them, but they can't get close to it. Multiple conflicts happening on the map. Expand also finds himself in their own pickle. This Mexican stand-up is going to just be like this for quite a while.
Yeah, looks like they've spotted out the final member of V Gaming. Bad news overall, and Big Sue only managed to knock down too fast. Thankfully, X-Roy is really close by, or else, I don't know, it'll be a shame if he plays outside of the zone instead.
Yeah. This is good news for MDH.
Yeah.
Now VGM, the first thing to go out. All MDH needs to do is just to keep on going in this round. Too bad, getting pressured by the members of Heavy. Just doubling up on him, sending 2 members after 2 bad. Tom XT leading the charge, and with 2 bad in that house, it's honestly not much places for him to go. The time turner will buy a bit of time, but as 2 bad takes the back door out, it's going to confirm his location. Tom XT looking for that 1 versus 1 straight into his face. It's a good trade, and at the end of it, it's actually a 1-for-1.
Wow, it's a really close fight between these players out there. Jembo coming with a long-range shot from the hillside. He's not going to be able to offer all too much, so he will just leave 2 bad to be forsaken out there. Meanwhile, Spade having a challenge of his own, trying to deal with Heavy still. They've already utilized a couple of glue walls here. Spade will be able to buy significant time for the rest of Farang to be able to re-engage eventually, especially when Jembal comes into position. But he's going to be challenging Buffalo, so that's not an easy task.
Yeah, and Farang are incredibly spread out as well. Heavy in the center, and just in time for 2 bad to go down, so Tom XT just drops right back, just gears himself up as fast as he can. Heavy back in a good shape. And Jembao, he did take a couple of shots at Buffalo, but with no confirmed knocks, it is very hard for him to maneuver. In fact, I have no idea how Spade is gonna, how Jembao is gonna get out of this. Especially not in the midst of the entirety of Heavy. He's just gonna get knocked down. Tom XT might be traded back, and of course he does. But at the end of the day, it's still Heavy with that advantage.
Yeah, just having such a firm hold here by the station, and Buffalo just making all these wonders happen. And that's already 3 points for Heavy, and they get to revive Tom instantaneously. So, perfect gameplay that we're seeing here from Heavy. They will take a slower pathway into the circle while they've been able to reap all the benefits of these numbers that they've been getting so far. It's about one by the skies, but that's too much for Mill now to be able to get a pickoff. Still, 49 players still remain for the time being while Axis convoys away. They will need to bypass Expand safely, and therefore we might expect a flight coming from both teams.
Yeah, just beeline towards Expand. Expand at the same time actually decided to rotate as well. That puts them on the low ground. Axis is going to get the drop on them. Expand completely unaware. Shahid, he is far, far forward, but does have a couple of glue walls to keep himself safe. Actually, we're just going to blow through that, and Shahid did not expect an overwhelming firepower from Expand, but Exao now puts himself in danger. It's a 1-for-1 trade for both teams. Can Axis hold on though? They got the ambush on the Expand, now they need to clean it up. Flame is going to be the next person making contact at that campfire. Tops him up to full health, and all the members of Expand are now going in for the rush. Xtroy turns the corner but loses the fight too fast, it's too low, and with the glue wall dropping, Expand might just not have enough health to win this one, but Shah might save it. It's a 1v1 right now between him and Neptune and Raph. It's Neptune that wins that one out, and the ambush works out for Axis. 7 points and counting.
And look at Neptune, he's just surviving by the skin of his teeth. And that was such a close fight where it's just going down to that point-blank shot. Meanwhile, we have a 3-way battle. Sem9 stuck in between KOG, and there's also MDH nearby. So this is not looking too clear-cut for either side of the team. KOG trying to corral whatever they have as they throw all the grenades out the window and preparing themselves with all the glue walls being set right in. So they are prepared for an ambush. But I'm not too sure if anyone really wants to run right in, though. Koji will try to reposition. Well, the shots are perfect. Raja, the first one to be knocked down.
Yeah, Happy, what a shot. The AWM, incredibly deadly from that range. With that being said, Sem9 were able to pick Raja back up. But you have Team Flash on the outskirts. And all of this surveillance that Team Flash has. Happy, another knock, this time onto Zen. ZemDH really putting in the work. And Happy kind of debuting on the very last day of this phase number 2 might just be the key that MDH needs to bring them in the top 6. Sem9 under immense pressure from MDH.
Man, Brasilia is just a slaughterhouse right now, especially with Team Flash on the outskirts looking by. It's all about whatever pickup that they can basically get. Well, I'm not too sure if there's any much more usage for this monster truck for Sem9. It's already been busted off, so they couldn't really exit for the time being. Meanwhile, Axis continues on with a massive onslaught as they wrap around the corners. And we understand why so many players are around Brasilia, because that's the center point of where our player area is. while Axis, they're going to be able to climb up those hills, and maybe that's where they get their leverage.
And, you know, on the other side of the map, I wonder how would First Raiders approach this with the blue zone kind of really pressuring them. They do have a very direct way in, so they will take that vehicle and navigate into the circle while this deadlock continues. 5 teams participating in this exchange of fire. First Raiders spotted out by Team Flash to start it off, but unfortunately Team Flash does not have the line of sight to threaten First Raiders further, so they will be able to remain safe.
And for the time being, as much as we see so much action happening, KOG remains to have no eliminations whatsoever from all these skirmishes that they've been taking. Now, MDH, they spot some targets. FR slowly moving into the city as well. So this is just going to get a lot more congested. Meanwhile, Heavy does have a lot more of an open spacing, but if they were to be forced into the city, there's not much room for them to work with. So they have to rely on whatever glue walls, and there's still a flank in effect coming in from Team Flash. So this next hard shift will dictate who gets the biggest of advantage.
Absolutely. We have, what, 9 more teams remaining. And it's 11.5 minutes in. That is a lot of teams for the state of the game we're in right now. Anxiety might change that though. It's a 3 versus 4 against none other than Heavy, and this is not an easy task. They need to somehow kill Heavy. But Heavy, they're receiving, you know, accidental assistance. Indirect one from Team Flash. And Anxiety did not stand a chance.
Man, that really felt pretty bad in such a way that they were just rotating inwards, and they basically took whichever pathway was the safest. And of course, Heavy was perfectly placed into that north section, so therefore there's just no entry point safe for Anxiety, and they just have to bow out for another round. So tough luck. It's been quite a difficult tournament thus far with such heavy stacks of great talents overall. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at FR. They're up to something over the south side. 4 teams out there. Heavy now going up for a challenge against Devil United.
This is going to be crucial though, the grenade launcher in hand of BAMS. They have the nades as well to flush out the members of Dewa United. 1 by 1, Heavy dropped in. Fudai already started it off with a kill onto Renz. Dewa United down 1 man. Heavy continuing to push. This is the Heavy special. You love to see it. They just fly in, dunk on you, and try to wipe you out. And Dewa United completely unprepared. And you have Heavy. They've sent 3 men to the front line, but there's 1 guy staying behind, and that guy is Buffalo. Long range assistance activated for Heavy. They've somehow managed to split the battle lines of Dewa United. Rain gets caught. Virus is also pretty much done and dusted, as the last man alive is BAMS. And unfortunately, under the weight of Heavy, he's just gonna get crushed. Dewa United have not much time left.
It's just ridiculous how they execute inside of all these compounds. And speaking of execution, Axis wants to turn things around as well. Raph immediately runs right in with the help of Neptune, clipping 2 members with a grenade. Axis pure to storm them out, and they find themselves 10 elimination points in this matchup, and they will be the ones to clear out Heavy.
One of the best possible timings for Axis to show up. Heavy were completely unprepared for that. They lost 2 members in an instant. They could not respond at all. MDH pressured by the blue. And also have a couple of glue walls as well, but they need to start rotating into the circle. Don't Cry will be the first one to do so, but he's being threatened heavily by First Raiders, and those glue walls can only hold for so long. Time Turner even used as well. He's trying to delay time to let his team banish themselves up, but you have Team Flash on the left, you have First Raiders on the right, and you have KOG right in front. MDH, they gotta pick their poison.
Yeah, and there's just no way out for them. They're just stuck by the corner. Pio does find more of these members of MDH. Meanwhile, Sem9 getting the optimum angle. They do have to circle with them as well. They get to dictate who gets in, who gets out. Vickery hoping to land the mark onto Axis. Now he has to switch targets with more pressure coming in from the southern side.
Yeah, KOG and First Raiders are literally in the center right now. KOG in the building, and First Raiders somehow on the rooftop. Milk have no chance in that exchange. MDH down 1 man. Axis is trying to make that launch pad and fly themselves into the zone, and they're doing it 1 by 1. Axis still keeping themselves safe, but this is turning into a little fire range. Soza gets the bomb onto Hong Ang, and that will be MDH losing the 2nd man. But Soza is going to keep on going. All those nades rain now from the rooftop like a New Year's fireworks parade. Ikao though, unfortunately, gets clipped First Raiders down to 3, and now they are feeling the heat as well. Axis actually tried to challenge them on the rooftop, but Shayet makes the crucial mistake and gets taken out.
Such a genius move coming from FR as they basically take the best part possible, and they will just be able to rotate wherever they want. Meanwhile, everyone on the lower ground is just struggling to make ends meet. FR, they're keeping their taps onto Sem9 bottom windows. They will have Newbie being clipped out as well, but this is coming from Rav from the other side of the angles. More grenades being tossed in.
Wow.
It's a beautiful one coming from Rav.
Rav continuing to rack up the numbers for Axis. This is a great opportunity for him as well. Rav getting 14. 15 coming through, Zen goes down, courtesy of Neptune and Sem9. It's only down to Fikri there, wall falls, and soon will Fikri. Time Turner only delaying the inevitable. Axis with 15 points and still going, and now turning their attention over the Team Flash. Yanmin shows out the front door, and Neptune just puts a shot to his ribcage. First Raiders though still holding onto that rooftop, but Axis, they're slowly challenging them.
Non-stop action from all the teams that are remaining. Only 4 more surviving for the time being. FR still trying to land the marks here. Dark Claw hoping to find Rav, but he does not find that pixel over by the chimney, while Flame gets dropped instead. FR still has to find that mark. One tap, not enough to remove Rav just yet, and he doesn't really have much space. This circle is about to deplete, and he has to hop right downwards. Souza trying to survive for the team. They are here to storm him out, but Souza, he's just not really finding the mark. He will fall, and Dark Law is the only member that will be the all-seeing eye for the team.
Yeah, this is going to be a 4 versus 4. Fafaro down one guy, KOG all stuck in the building, and Knight, they actually parries to the blue zone, so this is a kind of a 3 versus 2 situation, but who's going to go down? It feels like the healing game. Ikao, can you hold on? It's in the center, but Kevin is pressuring him. Ikao, he doesn't have much more room to wriggle, and just by the essence of time, Ikao just stood strong. First Raiders with the Booyah, one of the best possible rounds that they could have gotten, starting with VGM getting knocked out first, MDH not having a good round, and First Raiders needing to catch up, and they are now one step closer to doing so.
What a phenomenal win for First Raiders.